Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, we got some breaking news for you today. The United States government is officially planning to get a nuclear reactor on the moon by the year 2030. Crazy, I know. We don't even have nuclear reactors here in the States. I mean, at least not as many as we should have, not even probably 1% as many as we should have. But we're going to get one on the moon here. So let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. According to the Telegraph, the United States has unveiled some bold new plans to build a nuclear reactor on the moon, a move aimed at not only powering future lunar missions, but also securing America's strategic position in what some are calling the new space race. At the heart of this announcement is Sean Duffy, the interim NASA administrator and current Secretary of Transportation, who issued a formal directive to NASA to fast-track development of a 100-kilowatt service reactor. The timeline is ambitious, and the goal is to have the system designed, contracted, and delivered to the moon by the year 2030. If successful, it would mark a historic first. No nation has ever developed a working nuclear reactor beyond Earth. Duffy's message is clear that the U.S. must act swiftly and decisively, with China and Russia actively pursuing their own lunar nuclear reactor programs. Duffy warned that the first nation to land such a system could establish what is called a keep-out zone, effectively limiting where other countries can operate near that site. The lunar surface, it seems, may soon be governed by more than just gravity and dust. It may be shaped by geopolitical boundaries. Right, NASA has already begun working on smaller 40-watt prototypes under its Fission Surface Power program, with support from contractors like Lockheed Martin, Westinghouse, and IX. And these earlier designs were aimed at enabling long-duration missions that could survive the moon-harsh 2-week-long nights, where solar panels become all but useless. Duffy's directive takes that a step farther, ordering the agency to double the power output and move much faster. Within 60 days, NASA must assign a project lead and issue requests for proposals from private industry. And the goal is to lock in partnerships that will design and construct a compact but powerful energy source capable of operating autonomously in the moon's extreme conditions. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, interesting stuff. I will say, I'm a huge fan of nuclear, and it's actually rather shocking to me that when we have the safest form of energy in the entire country, which is nuclear, statistically, you can look this up, this isn't just me saying this, that we don't actively pursue it. Now, I understand it can be a little bit more expensive than maybe using some fossil fuels, but at the end of the day, we all know that it's probably the best form of energy that we should be pursuing outside of solar, and it can empower entire cities. Super safe, by the way. And we have unlimited power with it, essentially unlimited power for the majority of our needs. You can power homes, you can power businesses, and you can even power massive data centers as well, which could really help propel our country forward with artificial intelligence, which is what I know is probably going to be happening here in the future. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Nuclear is the way of the future here, but should we be spending our money building it on the moon or spending it in states? I'm going to argue that we should probably try to get some nuclear and more solar here in the United States. But hey, look, if we can't do that, I'm cool. I'm a huge fan of space travel, right? It's always funny to me how cheap space travel is and how much bang you get for your buck, because I find it so fascinating. I think that if you have any sort of creativity and imagination, I think that you also probably do find it pretty interesting. But we do have a lot of domestic problems here on our own planet, so maybe it makes sense to devote resources elsewhere. I can see the argument for both sides. So obviously pretty cool. Pretty cool, and it's probably not going to cost too much, but it will be something that we can all look forward to here on 2030, and hopefully someday we can maybe even get to Mars. How nice would that be? They've been talking about it as long as I've been alive. I know that. I remember I used to have a big book years and years ago, and it was like talking about how, like, when we're going to go to Mars in like 20 years, and that's long past it. So we're still not there, and I don't even think we're close. And in fact, I remember even seeing something the other day that the radiation might actually prevent us from going altogether. So they might need to find a way to shield that, lest we bring people back with, severe chronic issues. So interesting stuff, ladies and gentlemen, interesting stuff. But there's some food for thought for you. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'm trying out that new style there, trying to just, get a little script here going for you guys, reading it and then reacting to it. So curious to see what you guys have to say. This one was a little bit longer, but help out that algorithm. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you soon, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day.